There are three takeaways from the conference. The first is that all the BRICS countries should be careful that this grouping doesn't turn out to be a platform for West bashing or bashing of the existing multilateral system. It is true that we need an alternative multilateral mechanism, a new architecture, but that doesn't really necessarily imply that the BRICS Forum becomes a platform for anti-West bashing or um, you know become a or trying to become a alternative to the West. It is also a little strange that BRICS countries do not trade a heck lot with each other. So apart from South Africa, which has China as its largest export market, none of the BRICS countries figure very high on the other countries' export list or import list, and this goes to show how little BRICS countries trade among each other. So therefore, one of the first things that the BRICS countries should do is increase trade, because that's what is the real glue that will keep BRICS together. Second is there was some discussions on New Development Bank, the proposed BRICS Bank, and how it can provide an alternative financial architecture. This is important that we create the right foundation for NDB, because what we do now, how we create the fundamentals of the institution, the foundation of the institution will determine its future. And therefore, it is essential that we pay some attention to its structure, its formulation, its governance structures, what will be its organizational strength, how will it be function, how will it be different from the existing multilateral financial institutions. And a lot of attention should be paid to that. Unfortunately, the 7th BRICS Academic Forum didn't have much to offer by way of providing solutions on what should NDB focus on, or how can NDB create alternative platforms for financing infrastructure or other essential development initiatives. And that brings me to my third point, which is BRICS Bank or NDB was created to finance two important aspects of growth. One is infrastructure, and the second was sustainable development. And while everybody is today focusing on infrastructure, sustainable development is something that has fallen by the wayside. I think it's time to revive that, time to bring it back to the center of the table, to focus on what does sustainable development exactly mean for the BRICS countries, figure out how can NDB finance sustainable development within the BRICS environment and within the BRICS framework, create models, borrow from, say, Brazil, borrow from existing models in South Africa or in India or in China, put it together, look at things other than infrastructure, because whilst infrastructure is important and is vital for the growth of BRICS countries, there are other competing institutions offering financing for infrastructure, and we haven't really come up with a very coherent and cogent explanation of how BRICS Bank will finance infrastructure, which is different from the other institutions. And therefore, we need to figure out a way to finance things other than infrastructure, like maybe culture, like maybe social structures, sustainable development, as we spoke before, water, a whole lot of host of other things that can be financed, which are unique to BRICS and which can create a truly alternative financial architecture.